Michele is the kind of teenager most people barely notice. He lives in a quiet coastal city in Italy with his single mother, and life for him is far from exciting. At school, he's shy, awkward, and constantly bullied by the other kids. Before we continue, if you enjoy movie recaps like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more story explanations and movie breakdowns every week. While they laugh and socialize, Michele usually sits alone, keeping his thoughts to himself. Deep down, he wishes he could be someone stronger, someone people would actually notice. Like many lonely kids his age, Michele spends time imagining himself as a superhero. In his private world, he isn't the awkward boy everyone ignores. Instead, he's powerful, confident, and admired. But in real life, those fantasies feel very far away. One day, after another humiliating encounter with bullies at school, Michele returns home feeling defeated. His mother tries her best to care for him, but she doesn't fully understand what he's going through. Michele retreats into his room, wishing he could simply disappear from the world for a while. But that night, something impossible happens. When Michele looks in the mirror, he notices something strange. His reflection seems to fade for a moment. At first, he thinks it's just his imagination, but as he stares closer, the truth becomes clear. His body is slowly disappearing. Within seconds, Michele realizes that he has become completely invisible. Shocked and confused, he panics. He waves his arms, looks around the room, and checks the mirror again. Nothing. He's gone. Eventually, his body slowly reappears, leaving him both terrified and fascinated by what just happened. The next day, Michele begins testing his strange new ability. He discovers that he can turn invisible whenever he concentrates. At first, the power feels incredible. For a boy who has always felt ignored, being truly invisible suddenly opens up endless possibilities. He sneaks around school without anyone noticing. He listens to conversations he normally wouldn't hear. For the first time, the bullies who once made his life miserable have no power over him. But while Michele enjoys experimenting with his ability, he doesn't realize that he isn't the only one who has noticed something strange. Somewhere nearby, mysterious adults begin watching him carefully. At first, their interest seems harmless. They ask quiet questions and observe from a distance, but their curiosity quickly turns into something much darker. These people are not teachers or friendly scientists. They are part of a secret program studying unusual abilities in children. As Michele continues experimenting with his invisibility, his life becomes more complicated. During one of his adventures, he meets a girl named Stella. Unlike the other students, Stella is kind and curious. She quickly notices that something unusual is going on with Michele. Eventually, he decides to trust her with his secret. When he demonstrates his invisibility, Stella is stunned. But instead of being afraid, she becomes fascinated. She believes Michele's ability might be connected to something much bigger than either of them understand. Together, they begin investigating the strange people who have been following him. Their search leads them to a mysterious laboratory hidden within the city. Inside, they discover evidence of secret experiments and research connected to children with extraordinary powers. As Michele reads through the files, he makes a shocking discovery. His own name appears in the documents. Suddenly, everything becomes clear. Michele's powers are not random. Before the two teenagers can escape with this information, alarms begin to sound throughout the building. Security guards rush toward them as red warning lights flash across the lab. Michele quickly turns invisible, grabbing Stella's hand as they hide from the guards searching the room. Using his powers, he manages to confuse the men and slip past them, allowing both of them to escape. But now the people behind the experiments know exactly who Michele is. From that moment on, they begin hunting him. What started as an exciting discovery has now turned into a dangerous situation. Michele realizes that his ability makes him extremely valuable to the wrong people. The mysterious organization wants to capture him and continue their research. With Stella's help, Michele decides to fight back. Using his invisibility, he sneaks back into the laboratory to gather more evidence about the experiments. Inside, he discovers something even more disturbing. He isn't the only child connected to the program. There are others. Determined to help them escape, Michele carefully moves through the building while invisible, disabling cameras and unlocking doors. One by one, the trapped children begin to escape. But the alarms sound again, and security forces quickly surround the building. A tense chase begins through hallways, stairwells, and rooftops as Michele and the others try to reach safety. Even though he can turn invisible, Michele realizes that his power cannot solve every problem. Being unseen doesn't protect him from fear, danger, or the responsibility of helping others. In the final moments of the confrontation, Michele risks revealing himself in order to save someone important to him. It's a moment that proves something important. Being a hero isn't about having powers, it's about choosing to use them to protect others. Eventually, the truth about the secret experiments begins to surface, forcing the people responsible to face consequences for their actions. But not everything is resolved perfectly. Some of those involved manage to escape accountability. Life slowly begins returning to normal for Michele, though nothing is quite the same anymore. He still attends school, still deals with everyday teenage problems, and still struggles with the awkward moments of growing up. But one thing has changed. Michele is no longer the invisible boy who feels ignored by the world. Now he understands that true strength doesn't come from disappearing, it comes from having the courage to stand up and be seen. If you enjoyed this recap of The Invisible Boy, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more movie recaps and story explanations.